Ever feel like something's missing, even when you have everything you need? Or experience that gnawing sense of longing that never seems to go away? Welcome to the world of the oral structure, where connection, independence, and emotional waves collide. Today, we'll dive into how this structure is formed, its emotional landscape, and how understanding it can lead to growth and healing. Part 1. When the oral structure is formed. The oral structure is formed during the first 2 years of life, a crucial developmental period when a child's primary need is to feel fully nurtured and connected. Unlike the schizoid structure, which is formed by rejection, the oral structure arises from a sense of abandonment, feeling that their needs are not fully met. This abandonment could be emotional, physical, or both. For example, a baby who doesn't receive enough attention, nourishment, or emotional connection might internalize the belief that they are not enough, even if their existence is accepted. This creates a deep sense of longing. Part 2. The emotional landscape of the oral structure. The underlying emotion for the oral is a constant sense of lack, often felt as a black hole in the chest. This is not a paralyzing fear like the schizoids, but a lingering longing for connection and fulfillment that never quite seems to be satisfied. Part 3. The split in the oral structure. The core split for the oral is between expressing one's needs and independence. While the schizoid sacrifices expressing their needs to survive, the oral focuses on expressing their needs, but struggles to become independent. This longing drives their behaviors and interactions, creating a roller coaster of emotional highs and lows. Part 4. Defense mechanisms. To avoid the pain of their perceived abandonment, the oral develops several defense mechanisms. Indirect asking. They hint or suggest rather than asking directly, believing that unasked for help feels more genuine. Clinging nature. They may cling to relationships in an attempt to evoke care, but this can unintentionally push others away. Idealizing others. They often idealize people, believing that one special connection can fulfill their needs. Emotional dependency. They rely heavily on others for validation, struggling to feel whole on their own. Part 5. Mental, emotional, and physical traits. Mental. Orals are idealists who focus on what should be rather than what is. This gives them the strength to advocate for change, but can also lead to frustration when reality doesn't match their expectations. Emotional. Emotionally, they experience highs and lows. They may be inspired one moment, but lack the energy to follow through, which can lead to discouragement or feelings of failure. Physical. They often withdraw energetically, which is reflected in nearsightedness and diminished energy in their extremities, hands and feet. Their muscles tend to be soft, reflecting a lack of grounding and physical strength. A forward-leaning C-shaped posture is typical, with the head and hips slightly ahead of the body. Part 6. Strengths of the oral structure. Despite their challenges, orals possess unique strengths. Gifted orators. They can inspire and connect through their words, making them natural speakers. Compassionate advocates. Their idealism fuels their ability to stand up for the weak and envision a better world. Part 7. Challenges and growth. The oral's clinging nature and indirect asking can be perceived as manipulative, even though it's not intentional. This behavior often stems from their fear of abandonment, but can ironically drive people away. Their focus on what should be rather than what is can also prevent them from addressing real-life challenges. Growth for the oral begins with cultivating an inner sense of abundance, developing the feeling of love and fulfillment from within rather than relying on external validation. Learning to meet their own needs fosters independence and reduces their sense of lack, paving the way for emotional stability and deeper connections. In closing, the oral structure is a journey of learning to transform longing into fulfillment and dependency into independence. By understanding the patterns and dynamics at play, we can unlock new levels of growth, resilience, and inner peace. If this resonates with you and you'd like to explore the oral structure and the other bioenergetic structures in even greater depth, check out my course on Udemy. The link is in the description below. And as always, stay tuned as we continue exploring these fascinating structures in upcoming videos.